Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, taking a look at some cold weather headed our way just in time for Halloween.
And some monkey business in Ocala, how this invasive species could pose a threat to humans as well.
Then, how the Florida High School Athletic Association is giving more opportunities for football teams to get on the field. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Heading into Halloween week, expect some chilly mornings. Welcome to another edition at First at 5. I'm Hayli Balgobin.
And I'm Nicole Borman. Yes, it looks like we're finally going to get some of that real cold weather. UF forecaster Aiden Wacksman is also here to let us know if we should be worried about the tropical storm. Melissa.
Yeah, I'll have more on Melissa in about 10 minutes or so. Let's bring it back home really quickly. It is just perfect weather outside right now. If we take a look at our satellite, there's barely any clouds around. Heck, there's no clouds around, actually. We got this high pressure system well off to our east, but pretty strong, funneling in some easterly winds. That'll actually be a little bit more important as we get later into the weekend and early into next week. Right now, temperatures staying wonderful out there into the low 80s. Some of us still in the high 70s even. How about this in Stark and Bradford County at 78 degrees? This is just wonderful weather right now for this time of year. It's like the perfect gap between a really hot summer and a cooler winter that we should be experiencing. Our dew points, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, really, really dry weather outside. You're not going to feel much humidity out there with dew points in the 50s, and almost all of us are in the 50s out there. Also on campus overhead, mostly clear skies, heck, like completely clear skies. Coming up, I will let you know just what you can expect with Melissa and how hot or how cold it could get next week.
Following up on our coverage of a deadly hit and run, Ocala Police Department is now looking for the driver of a 2011 white Chevy who allegedly hit and killed someone late last night. The crash happened on 3700 Northwest Blitchton Road when two pedestrians were crossing US 27. Witnesses saw the driver stop after the crash, but they eventually kept driving without calling 911. Police are asking anyone with information to step forward.
A Gainesville man will be spending 50 years in prison after being convicted in a deadly home invasion. 29-year-old Alderius White was sentenced Thursday for killing a woman. The murder happened 3 years ago in Northeast Gainesville when White and Jason Ward broke into the home and killed Delaney Armstrong. They were then caught and arrested. According to a state attorney's office press release, 2 other men are also being indicted with first-degree murder after the same home invasion.
We have an update on the case of the Marion County teen who allegedly faked his own kidnapping. A 17-year-old was arrested last week for multiple charges related to faking his kidnapping and shooting himself in the leg. We are no longer naming him or showing his picture as he is being tried as a juvenile. According to a statement from the prosecutor's office, he pled no contest Thursday morning and will skip a trial. He will be sentenced at a later date pending paperwork.
It's been a week since Netflix released The Perfect Neighbor. It's a documentary that focuses on a years-long neighborhood dispute that ended with the death of an Ocala woman. And over the last week, support for her children have grown. Ajika Owens died after Susan Lorenz shot through her locked apartment door in 2023. She was convicted of manslaughter late last year. Since the documentary's release, the GoFundMe organized by Owens' mother has seen a surge in donations for the 4 children that she left behind. At last checked, more than $516,000 has been raised. Lorenz is serving out her 25-year sentence at a prison in South Florida. People in north central Florida are reporting more sightings of monkeys in residential areas. The monkeys known as rhesus macaque are an invasive species to Florida's ecosystem. Ocala residents tell WUFT they've seen the monkeys more frequently as of late. Sightings of the monkeys at the Paddock Mall in Marion County have been reported, and one kayaker at Silver Springs River filmed some of the animals jumping out of the trees.
These are all monkeys jumping in. Oh my God, it's raining monkeys. This is like crazy.
Despite their cuteness, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is urging you to keep a safe distance from the animal. Avoid feeding them or touching them, and be sure to keep your pets and children away. Many of the monkeys are afflicted with the herpes B virus, which can be fatal to humans if contracted through physical contact. That's according to the National Library of Medicine. If you encounter an aggressive rhesus macaque, you should contact the FWC immediately. Every year, first responders trade in their uniforms for bicycle gear in honor of those who have fallen. WUFT's Jelianys Trujillo spoke with the riders during their trek through Gainesville this morning before they rode off to their next stop.
Early Friday morning, this spot behind me was filled with riders honoring fallen emergency responders. The Brotherhood Ride aims to provide support for loved ones left behind. Jeff Morse is the founder and president of the Brotherhood Ride.
And also a retired battalion chief out of North Collier Fire Department.
The Brotherhood Ride is a non-profit organization that aims to provide support to the loved ones of fallen heroes throughout the country.
Brotherhood Riders, are you ready?
Ready!
This year's ride honors 24 fallen first responders across Florida, but 5 were the focus of Friday morning's tribute. Dwight Boozer is among those honored. He died in 2024 after a battle with cancer.
So today, guys, we're going to be dedicating the day to Assistant Chief Dwight Bowser.
The ride started Monday in Southwest Florida, and the bicyclists will travel more than 600 miles over the course of 10 days, stopping in different cities across the state. The ride not only generates donations from charitable organizations, but also provides the volunteers with food and shelter, resources the volunteers say are necessary.
Don't always come to Gainesville, but when they do, we open up our doors to them.
But for the participants, the miles aren't just about endurance. They're about connection and honor.
I think as all first responders, we come together and we want to make sure that we are all there for each other.
The Brotherhood Ride will finish its journey in Miami, carrying the memories of the fallen every mile of the way. The nonprofit received an $1,000 donation from the Elks Lodge and JSC Systems. The group's next stop is 77 miles away in Jacksonville. Reporting from Gainesville, Jelianys Trujillo, WUFT News.
As we inch closer to Halloween, several agencies in North Central Florida are making their presence more known to keep children and families safe. The Alachua County Sheriff's Office announced their deputies will conduct sexual predator and offender address verifications. They say it's to ensure individuals are in compliance with registration requirements. Department officials say people who don't comply will be arrested. And in Bradford County, the Sheriff's Office says they are participating in several events throughout the month. The Fall Enforcement Operation places deputies after sporting events and fall festivals to maintain a presence promoting public safety. The department's sex offender unit will also conduct compliance checks. They say these are proactive measures to protect the community.
Coming up after the break, a first grade teacher who is named Teacher of the Year at Bronson's Elementary. How she is making an impact on her community by going above and beyond her responsibilities and making sure that no child is left behind. Stick with us.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
In Bronson, graduation rates are dipping. The numbers are coming from the Florida Department of Education. What's more, 100% of students at the school are in poverty, with many students struggling to meet their basic needs.
WFT's Marina Meretz took a trip to Bronson Elementary to see the impact their Teachers of the Year is making on the community.
Here at Bronson Elementary, a first grade teacher earned the title of Teacher of the Year. How Miss Stiles opens doors to brighter futures for students disproportionately affected by poverty.
Kind, welcoming, good. This is the way teachers at Bronson Elementary describe Ashley Stiles. After 9 years, Stiles has made an impact on her community, not only as a teacher, but as a mentor and a friend.
I just let them know that I care about them deeply. I let parents know, like, my job not only is to teach you, but take care of you.
According to the Florida Department of Education, all students at Bronson Elementary are in poverty. This means less community and parental support and more hungry bellies.
They're hungry, they're not going to be ready to learn.
Additionally, about 25% of students at Bronson Elementary are disabled. This year, Stiles has multiple disabled students that she accommodates, and she's happy to do it.
Miss Stiles welcomed that challenge fully and said, come on in, let's get these babies learning.
She works alongside other special education teachers to make sure that none of her students are left behind. But her mission is more than teaching her students how to read or write.
All of those things are things that she's building right there in that classroom that they're going to be able to take with them to their next grade level and on into life.
She wants to teach them how to be kind and respectful people. Her mission is why her peers and parents recognize her as an excellent educator.
She makes learning fun.
From Bronson Elementary School, my name is Marina Meretz, WUFT News.
Tropical Storm Melissa is looking more and more organized. I'll let you know where it could be headed coming up next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
I know many of us have been enjoying that clear weather and clear skies, but Aiden, I'm worried you're about to tell us that those clouds are starting to come in soon.
Yeah. You must look at your forecasts. I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. We do have some clouds rolling in this weekend and the chance for some showers a little bit later into the weekend as well. Let's bring it back to right now, though. Our high temperatures for today, not even getting above those low 80s for most of us. Really, really nice weather outside, mostly clear skies, and that's what we look forward to when it comes to our fall. So Florida fall settling in, and it's really nice out there. Not a single cloud in sight out there with 80-degree temperatures, some light winds from the east. They could get a little bit stronger as we get into the weekend, but really dry out there too. It's just perfect weather. This high pressure is what's really funneling in those winds from our east. We had this cold front actually come through a little bit earlier this week, and now that is way offshore, but we'll actually have another cold front coming in that'll bring even cooler weather. There's high school football tonight at Citizens Field, and it's just a great night for football. We're talking temperatures around the low 70s, kickoff and halftime, completely clear skies, dry weather. It's just a great night for football, and hopefully your team wins tonight, because it's everyone's winning with the weather, but hopefully these teams can win too in our local area. Temperatures staying in the high 60s for most of us tonight, our low temperatures, so we're not cooling off as much as we were a little bit earlier this week. Our high temperatures this weekend staying in the low 80s, and that's really going to be the general trend with our high temperatures. Winds still coming from the east-northeast, partly cloudy skies, and maybe some showers on the way when we get towards Sunday. You can see these clouds rolling in from the east on our futurecast. That cloud cover continues to roll through, and we could see a stray shower on Sunday, but I would say in the late evening hours Sunday and on Monday is when those rain chances really pick up as those start to roll in. For some of us in Marion County, could see some of those showers rolling through, and also for those of us in our northern counties as well, in Clay, in Bradford, Sewanee, all of us could definitely be seeing showers, probably about a 40% chance. This warm front is going to funnel in some more humid air, so that dry air isn't going to last for too long, but after that warm front is when we get this cold front coming through, and that once that kind of moves well off to our east is when we're going to get some really dry and really cool temperatures. It's a very strong cold front on the way. We're looking at temperatures well below average for much of us in the southeast. You can see here these darker colors indicating a more likelihood for lower temperatures than average. Let's go to the tropics really quickly. We got Tropical Storm Melissa out there looking more and more well-defined, gathering some organization, has a more well-defined convection around its center. It's definitely a developing storm still, and it's only going to get stronger, expected to rapidly intensify, but most importantly, take a turn well off to our east and could turn into a major hurricane around Jamaica, but turns off to the east, and model guidance is suggesting the same exact thing with that as well. All of these really in agreement that this does take a northeast turn, so good news for those of us here in Florida. Let's take one final look at our forecast. It's looking like it'll be a nice Saturday, but some showers on the way early next week. I'll have one final look at the weather coming up in about 10 minutes.
Florida's governing body of high school athletics has recently implemented a change to football playoffs that gives young developing teams the opportunity to compete at a higher level. WUFT's Jelianys Ramos is live at Citizens Field. Jelianys, you learned Gainesville High could benefit from this recent change.
We are just a few weeks away from high school football playoffs, and this season the field may be just a bit more crowded due to changes made by the FHSA. These changes allow to give more opportunity to schools that do not normally qualify for postseason play. The Florida Invitational Tournament, also known as the FIT, is an expanded football postseason for teams who don't qualify for the association's traditional brackets. It consists of several tournaments for 16 extra teams. Ian Scott, head coach at Gainesville High, has welcomed the change set to start this year.
You get an opportunity, extra film for your players, another opportunity to compete against some really good football teams.
The FIT will have 3 brackets, one for classes 1A through 3A, another for classes 4A through 7A, and a third for the rural classification. And while GHS doesn't have a stellar record so far, Coach Scott says giving the kids another chance to lace up the cleats, it's invaluable.
You know, for us who got a lot of young football players, it's an extra opportunity for them to grow and, you know, more experience to get ready for next season.
FHSAA leaders say the team selected is based off the next 16 highest ranking schools that didn't qualify for the state series. GHS says they will continue to push for any extra work on the field, but remain optimistic if things don't go their way.
Despite the record, how bad our record is, we love each other, we play with heart and compassion, so everything will work out for the grit.
So here's the breakdown of the tournaments. The regional semifinal scheduled for November 13th, followed by the regional final 1 week later. Then on November 28th, the semifinal will happen, and the FIT championship will take place December 5th and December 6th in the villages. The FHSA tested this format last season when Fort Meade defeated Dixie County for the title. Reporting live in Gainesville, Jelianys, Ramos, WFT Sports.
Coming up in sports, Gainesville High School takes on Vanguard tonight, and WUFT's Kennedy Lerner is at Citizens Field to preview the game. And 4-star Florida commit showed out on senior night when the Bobcats took on the Bears. Stick around for this and more after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Sydnie Espri. The high school football season is into the final few weeks, and that means Friday Night Lights are back with some exciting games tonight. One of the top games on the schedule is Gainesville versus Vanguard, and WUFT's Kennedy Lerner is live from Citizens Field, where the energy should be high tonight.
Yes, Sydney, it's going to be a very interesting game as both teams have had very different seasons. GHS is 2-6 on the season, while Vanguard is 6-2. However, this is a rivalry game, which typically means that records don't necessarily matter. The Hurricanes' offense is looking stronger as of lately, especially in the running game, with over 1,000 yards on the season. But Vanguard have been a wagon, as in running over people with over 1,700 yards on the ground and 31 total touchdowns. A key player for GHS to shut down is Vanguard's quarterback Terrence Lewis, who is leading the rushing attack, averaging over 90 yards per game on the ground. Stopping him will be tough for a Hurricanes team that has only recorded 3 sacks and forced 5 fumbles in the last 8 games. And kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. at Citizens Field. It's looking like it's going to be a clear and cool night, perfect for some Friday Night Light games. WFT, Kennedy Lerner.
A few other games to look out for tonight. The Eastside Rams hosting North Marion. If you are interested in going, this game will be played at Santa Fe High School at 7:30. Speaking of Santa Fe, they are on the road taking on district rival Bradford at 7:30 as well. Citizens Field was a hub of activity last night as Buchholz stayed perfect in district play. The Bobcats feasting on Bartram Trail, putting up the dreaded 50 burger. With 21 seniors on the roster, they made sure senior night was a cause for celebration. It was the Justin Williams show for Buchholz all night long. The 4-star Florida commit had 4 touchdowns and over 200 total yards, including 3 scores in the first 13 minutes of the game. And the Bobcats defense was on lockdown. They only allowed 3 points in the first half and had 3 picks off Bears quarterback Colson Baum in the second half. Buchholz's final game of the regular season is next Friday on the road against Cardinal Newman. Speaking of season finales, Gators soccer doesn't want any cliffhangers when they wrap up their regular season in Baton Rouge Sunday. Florida's taking on Louisiana State. They come in unbeaten in their last 7 matches, their longest streak since 2015, while the LSU Tigers bring a 6-match unbeaten streak, setting the stage for a dramatic finish. SEC tournament spots are on the line, and the Gators are in playoff position entering the weekend. It's a win and in. A loss means they'll need help from others. Gator soccer is not the only sport in play this weekend.
Gator softball continues their fall ball schedules as they welcome Jacksonville tonight at 6. They will then host rivals FSU on Sunday afternoon. And finally, Gator volleyball is in Razorback territory Sunday. They're coming off a win over Oklahoma midweek. And on the hardwood, your reigning national champions are gearing up for a new season with their opener right around the corner. Head coach Todd Golden was on Gator Talk last night, and Golden says their mentality has changed.
This year it's completely different. We were the hunters last year. We are the hunted this year. There's no doubt about that. And there's a lot of pressure, that comes with that target on your back. But we talk a lot about it in our program. That having, a top 5 ranking next to your name, that pressure is a privilege, and we'd much rather be in that spot.
The Gators are ranked 3rd in the AP preseason poll, as well as 3rd in Pre-C USA Today Sports Coaches poll. The men will tip off the season against Arizona and Las Vegas on November 3rd. And before we go, Gator gymnast Sky Blakely placed 4th on the uneven bars this morning at the World Championships. The first meet of the season will be on January 9th. That's it for sports. We'll have one look at your weekend forecast after the break.
Expect some showers at the end of the weekend into early next week, but plenty of more clear skies and some cooler weather early next week.
We'll see you next week. Have a good night.